Hey guys, and down here, this is going to be my chapters reviews for One Punch Man 102, the redraw, and One Punch Man 103. So the first of the two is called Sweet Mask, and the second is called A Top Secret Battle. What did we learn from these chapters? First, Pig God will face off against Great Glutton. I wonder how that will turn out. But the first kind of scene I really want to discuss is the three disciples of Atomic Samurai versus the Narinki elite squad. So we see the three disciples of Atomic Samurai get to test themselves against Super S and her enslaved elite squadron. So in the first release of this chapter, the disciples were struggling to do anything against these guys because of their battle suits, and they were impressive fighters, to be honest. But in this release, they fare much better. So Ian first, he really impressed me, being the most balanced of the three disciples, in my humble opinion. He's quick, has good reflexes, good focus, all of these qualities on display as he slices through 4 bullets shot out of one of the guy's rifles. Super impressive feat here, but we have to remember that this is the #1 disciple of Atomic Samurai. We should expect nothing less of Ian, especially as he is named after a sword technique which is known for its speed. So you have to remember he is being taught by Atomic Samurai, so there is that. But I do love how Ian, whilst fighting, he's focused on his technique, he's focused on improving himself, he's thinking to himself faster and faster still, knowing who his teacher is, knowing the level he can achieve if he continues to stay humble and improve. I really love that fact. However, the fact that he slices at the man's suit and is only able to damage the exterior of it, he doesn't really cut through the suit at all, he doesn't even really cut it apart, shows that Ian still has much to train for. But it also shows that maybe he was being very careful not to cut through the guy's suit and through the mofo who was wearing the suit. You know, he didn't want to cut through the suit and the individual. We then have Bushido, a very Hanzo looking mofo who seems to be very old school and samurai-esque, shouting at the Narinki squad to wake up and free themselves of their slavery. He seems to be plenty strong too, holding off the attacks of 2 of these individuals, and they're wearing their battle suits as well, so they're powered by that, and he's just there in this kind of pose, and I'm not sure how structurally sound that kind of pose is, but he's holding them off, so he's doing a really good job. However, he shows up to the party when he releases his Shikai, unleashing segmented blades that kind of spiral up his sword lance kind of thing. And you can see here where he gets his name from. Using this, he breaks through the blades of his foes, saying blades without any will behind them are nothing to be feared. I really like that. I think it was super cool, super impressed by Bushido, whose name actually comes from Bushido. This is what I assume anyway. I mean, like, it's literally on the can, on the tin, and his name should come from Bushido and drill. Bushido being the code of honor followed by the samurai, and drill being what his sword looks like when he releases his Shikai. Just an overall very cool looking mofo, very cool samurai, honorable type of guy. Can't wait to see him put in some work. We didn't actually get to see much of him this chapter in 102 anyway, and even in 103. We then go to Itachi. So this guy, I love this guy. He's, funnily enough, he takes on the 2 women within the Rinki squad, and I'm not sure if he's a he or a she, because when they're running away, which we'll get to, Ian and Bushido refer to him as a fangirl. So I think Itachi might be a girl, but he or she is lacking certain assets which usually dictate gender and make it easier to tell 2 people apart when they are separate genders or different genders. So Itachi, I'm going to go with he for now. But yeah, he takes on two women within the Rinki squad, and the women have spears, so they make life difficult for Itachi because of their range. However, he remains perfectly calm and even muses to himself on what his course of action should be. He proceeds to live up to his name, slicing through the air with such force that he hurls like pressurized air attacks, cutting his 2 foes along the midriff. And I thought, once again, I was like, that was super impressive by Itachi. But really, we didn't get to see enough of him, especially but the 3 disciples, to get hyped deluxe edition. So really impressed by the 3 disciples, and bringing up that they were brought but that they're trained by Atomic Samurai doesn't really take away from their skill. They are still very skilled individuals, and I hope we get to see more of them. And then the next thing kind of scene is we have Sweet Mask rolling up, a My Mask, asking his juniors to leave the situation to him, as they're at a disadvantage and he's more suited to this task. So as soon as he said that, he had a simple solution for all of this. We knew what was going to happen. This is a My Mask. He's a crazy guy We knew as soon as he said there's a simple solution, his type of simple solution would be something incredibly simple and devious. The three disciples leave the situation to Amai, who is instantly hit on by Super S, who says she used to be a fan. Now, when I say hit on, she literally offers to spend some quality time with him. So she reveals her face entirely for the first time here, a long grotesque tongue lolling out of her mouth that has actually been sliced apart in the manner of a Chelsea grin. Research that. And her teeth are filed down to daggers, giving her an incredibly demonic visage. So yeah, she looks terrifying, but at the same time not so terrifying. So it's one of those situations. Now apparently Amai Mask isn't really into that kind of thing, and he does not like her invitation. Instantly goes into his death by glaring at people mode. And a point to mention here, Super S actually makes two offers and rolls them kind of into one. She offers to have some fun times with Amai Mask, but she also offers to release the Narinki squad on the condition, well, if the conditions met that Amai Mask accepts the initial offer, which is to have some fun times with her. The reason I make that point is Amai Mask simply says, "You think I'd care about that offer?" Not specifically making mention of which offer he's talking about, suggesting that neither offer means anything to him. And at this point we know where things are going. If he doesn't care about the Narinki squad being released, if he doesn't care about their lives, if he doesn't care about sleeping with Super S, people are going to be dying. So Amai proceeds to get vascular as fuck and then destroys all of the 7 Narinki squad simultaneously. And by destroy, I mean the guy literally shreds through them, ripping limb from limb and even slicing the brunette in two with his wild but bare hands. He literally just, I don't know how he does it, whether it was a fist, whether it was an open palm technique or something like that, an open hand technique. He literally cleaves this chick in two. And I'm just like, god damn, like Amai is cray cray. This shows us that Amai is quite literally a madman. I mean, like, even if you're not a monster, but a fallen victim to a monster, you're as worthless and toxic as the monsters to Amai, and worthy of death by his hands. I mean, like, this is a guy who's been chosen to go rescue this kid, but chances are he would have killed the kid if he gotten to him. So at this point, Amai Mask, he's a murderer and not a hero. A madman who hates monsters with such toxicity, with such virility, that he has lost his humanity and making him ironically very similar to the monsters he so hates. On that note, where does Amai get his crazy strength from? I think on the podcast, Kishin actually mentions that Amai might be a monster-human hybrid. An idea I think is a really good shout. I could get behind that idea, but if it's not that, which I think is very likely it is, if it's not that, Amai must be blood doping with monster blood or something like that. As stupid as it sounds, I think that might be the case. The dude is too crazy to be doing anything normal to be attaining that strength. He's too crazy to not be doing some stupid shit. At this point, Super S panics, but is quickly brought to her knees just simply by the presence of Amai Mask. He stands up in front of her. She collapses. She's sweating buckets here. She surrenders, lays down her arms, but is still murdered. I assume her skull was crushed by Amai Mask. So he ends her life by saying death to monsters with that kind of crazed look in his eyes. And it would have been cooler if he was like, "Die, monster! You don't belong in this world." I think that would have been a very good call out. So the chapter ends with us seeing Pig God downing Grey Glutton down his pie hole. Just sat there with the lizard's tail whipping in panic outside of his mouth, but the rest of him within his stomach and in his throat. So that's how it ends. The 3 disciples just looking at this thing Pig God's eating, and they're just like, the heck? We really weren't supposed to see this. And that's how it ends. But the way I want to end this, I should have actually said this at the beginning, is watch the One Punch Man podcast on Grimm's channel if you want to see all of us react to it together. It wasn't really a reaction, it was more a review, a kind of, what am I looking for here? Opinions of the chapter. That's the word, our opinions of the chapter once we'd read it, and the review for the, we kind of review the re-release of 102 as well. So definitely check that out, and you'll get to see boys like Grim, Zonin, Satsuki. Who else we had? We had Blast, myself. Did we only have 5? There's someone I'm missing. And Kishin. Yeah, hey! So, yeah, definitely go check those guys out. Definitely worth checking out the podcast as well. I think that's the best kind of place to get all your One Punch Man ideas, knowledge, just conversation flowing. Definitely check that out. So, if you guys like this review and like anything I said, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. That's like 3 reviews out in the last less than 24 hours. You ain't gonna see me for the next like year. or you'll probably just see me on Tuesday for Taizai. So I'll see you guys in a bit.